All right, guys. So I've been busy trying to get my tunnels going. Doing something different than what I've done in the past. There's a rock mold that I made the other day, and it's for that. It's for this tunnel, so that when you look in the tunnel, you see black, and it looks more like rocks. See, I got another one there. About ready to redo this tunnel portal. I don't like how it came out, so I'm going to redo it. But I'm going to do something different than what I've done in the past. Right here, this retaining wall I made out of that pink foam. You can see the back side of it there, right there. And it works great if you use some spray paint on it that I found to be really good. And I'll show you that in a little bit. But right now, what I want to focus on is how to make that tunnel portal top piece. I'm going to redo that. And right now what I've done is, this is kind of what I ended up with. And it's made out of this mold right here. And I made this mold, oops, I got a little bit of extra stuff in there. I made this mold from some foam. And the foam, using that purple foam, that's what I shaped it out of. So I started out with just a piece of plain foam and messed around with it until I got what I wanted. And then made the mold, and for the mold I used just this mold builder stuff. You put it on multiple coats. And so where I'm at right now is I'm putting the third coat on this top one. This is the bigger double wide track piece. And it goes on really easy. So we'll do that. Show you how easy that goes on. Once you see that, you'll go, oh, I can do this in a heartbeat. This is really kind of cool how easy it goes. I was surprised the first one I made went really fast and easy. I am doing a little bit different than what they suggest, but I'll show you that in a second. You just brush it on, and you use wax paper on the bottom, which kind of gives you an easy release from the foam and this mold compound. It looks like white glue. That's all this looks like. And it's kind of nice. It just goes on nice and easy. And your mold, your foam, whatever you want to use for your mold, is really kind of however you want to shape it. I made it for the tunnel portals so that it could be consistent for my entire layout, just to make it look kind of neat. And they're not perfect, not on purpose, not perfect. I screwed a little bit up here and there, but the cool part about the screw ups is I'm okay with it. And the reason why I'm okay with it is, in real life, when they make these portals, they're not going to be perfect, because materials that they get from industry aren't perfect every time. They're not going to be the same. Every brick isn't going to be the same. So when I put this together, it's going to look like real life, because in real life nothing is perfect. So that's kind of why I did what I did. It's not that I didn't want to be perfect, but I was okay with it after it kind of came together. I've made some mistakes on this form that I made, and they're not noticeable to anybody but me, and I'm okay with that. All right, so we're doing pretty good here. You notice I'm just painting the wax paper too, and that's to give it that outside piece to kind of give something to hang on to and make it work really good. See how easy this goes on? This is so easy to brush this stuff on. And then this is the third coat I put on this. So it's good and set into the grooves and everything. You can see I've got it in these grooves pretty good. And then probably the next coat that I do is going to be a really thick coat. I'll just gob this on, and so that it looks like you won't be able to see the pink from the foam anymore. It'll just look yellow from the way this other form looks, the other mold looks. So see, that's it. That's all you have to do. So the next step on this is going to be taking this fiberglass tape, and I found out that I needed something that makes the form a little bit sturdier. You can see I've put the fiberglass tape on this, and then put the molded compound over the fiberglass tape. What that does is it strengthens up the sides so that when you pour the plaster of Paris or whatever you're going to use to do that, it doesn't bend out. It gives this gives the mold a little bit more strength, and it turned out really good. This one turned out super strong. It's still pliable, and you can see I've got still have some of the residue from the pores, the 2 pores that I've already done with this single wide opening, and you can see it still turned out really good. That's pretty impressive for just a homemade portal. I'm pretty happy with that. I know I'm patting myself a little bit on the back, but I think it turned out really good. So next step, put on an extra thick coat. After I put that extra thick coat on and let it dry, I'm going to use this fiber tape. Usually use this for drywalls, for the seams in the drywalls, but I thought I could use that for this. So that's what I'm doing, is I'm using some materials that you normally wouldn't use, and hopefully that'll work out. I'll keep you updated on this as we go along, and I will show you a video after I get all of the materials, all the mold compound on, and after the fiberglass tape is on and everything, and we'll pull it apart. I'll show that part of it. There's no reason to go through and show you each time I apply a different layer. So it takes about, I'm guessing 7 layers, 5 to 7 layers, depends on how thick you want it and how many different molds you're going to pour out of it. I'm probably going to end up pouring out of this one probably about 5 out of the double wides, and about 6 or 7 out of the single wide. I already got a mold for the pillars, which is why they're not the same. I decided to keep that separate. I'll show you what that one looks like. I've got it right here. I did this one a little different, so it doesn't look the same. But again, it's got that fiberglass reinforced tape on it. It really helps out. It makes it a lot sturdier. It's really sturdy. I mean, I couldn't pull it apart if I wanted to. So, but it's exactly how I laid out the pink foam on that, and it turned out really good. And I've got the pillars right here. I'll talk about those in another video when I put it all together. But these turned out really good. They look like they're made out of brick. You can see some of the lines in them well enough up close. You probably can't see it on the video, but I can certainly see it. So I'm really happy with how this all turned out. So stay tuned.